Hi, thanks for joining me again today. Today we are going to be doing sketch number 11 for Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches. I can't believe I've gotten this far and still going strong. So today I'm going to be scrapbooking two photos that were from my South Dakota trip, and these were from the 1880s village that we stopped at. I'm trying to get this section of my album done before I move on to the next. So I have two photos. One is going to be horizontal and one is vertical. And they're pictures of my husband pretending he's drunk in front of the saloons that they had there in the town. We have a long-standing joke in our family of doing these posed pictures in front of the saloons anytime we go to one of these historical villages kind of thing. And I've even got some of my kids when they were in grade school pretending, that they're sitting out, passed out in front of the bar. So it's not the same when the kids were involved in it, but my husband still enjoys doing this and makes me laugh every time. So of course these have to go into the album. So in the sketch it shows there's like three smaller, like a 3x4 photo, and I'm just, like I said, using these two 4x6. So mine is going to be a little bit bigger and wider than what you see in the sketch, but you still get the same feel that the sketch provided. And again, like I've said in the past, just use the sketch as a jumping off point. See what you like and what you can take from it. I'm still following pretty well with that sketch, even though I'm just using a different size photo. So to get the element running across the bottom of the sketch, these strips, I'm just using two washies. One is a wood grain with white florals on it, and the other one is kind of a gingham or plaid that's kind of a greenish blue color, and that color matches the frame of the one store window or saloon window. And so I just wanted to bring that pop of color into the layout. Otherwise, other than that blue, I'm pretty much sticking with the browns and the gold colors and the blacks. So I'm just going to start building my cluster at the bottom left, and I'm using this die cut that I print on my home computer. It's from the Let's Wander collection from Vicki Boutin. I bought the digital die elements from the American Crafts digital store, and I was able to use some really good cardstock and print them on my home computer and cut them out with my Cricut, and I'm really pleased with how that turned out. This collection had 6 element collections, and I want to say there was like 60 different dies in each element, and they were like $2.99 each. So now I can print them over and over, and I can resize them bigger or smaller however I want. So I really recommend checking it out if you haven't already, especially like if you go to Tuesday mornings and you find those paper pads, but there's no other embellishments that you can find at the store to go along with it. This is a great way of getting elements from the collection without having to spend a lot of money. And again, they're reusable and you can print what you need and however much you need. Now, if you don't have a silhouette or you don't have a Cricut, you can go ahead and fussy cut these by hand. You get the same effect, just give it a little bit of a border. So in the bottom left-hand corner, I went and printed out the one that looks like a receipt. Then I have the butterfly that has a map print on its body. And then for the scale-up portion of this layout, I'm using these, they kind of look like almost like a doily, but I cut them out with a scrap of paper that I believe was also from Jen Hatfield. And I'm just using the half circles and running them across the bottom. And then I put one in each of the clusters. Now, off camera, I'm also going to build another cluster above where it says Culpeper Saloon, and you'll see that in the close-ups afterwards. Another thing I was able to do is go into my collection, and I was able to get these wood clock faces. They're from Michael's, their Recollection brand, but it reminded me of like an old time town. And so I thought it was a good opportunity to get these on a layout. They've been in my stash forever. And so I just have everything kind of layered down. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take my fine line bottle and I'm just going to glue underneath each of them because I kind of like where everything's at and I don't really want to shift it around too much now that I've kind of have it positioned. So I'll just kind of play with the bottle and kind of glue things down as I go. Now while I'm just kind of futzing with the elements and gluing everything down, I just want to remind you that in the description box below will be the links for everyone who's playing along with sketch number 11. Please make sure that you check out Christy's channel. She is doing all 30 days and she's done this, now this is round 6 for her, so you can get a lot of inspiration and see how she uses her sketches. In addition, I believe that Moira, and I'll have her link as well, I believe she might be doing all 30 days as well. So it's a great way of looking and seeing how people interpret the sketches, whether you go more literal or you just take one element from it and jump off from that. I'm really enjoying this month and I'm getting a lot of layouts done by just following the sketch and not really, I'm not putting a lot of thought into it. I'm not trying to do some masterpiece. I'm just really just trying to get sketches done simply and in the book. And I want to say that I was able to get this layout done in like a half an hour. And it's going to be a great addition to my album. I've been working on this travel album for 5 years now, I want to say. And so to be able to work on this and have 30 layouts done or, you know, get a bunch of layouts in there to get this done, it's making me happy. And again, I don't think they're bad looking. They just don't have, you know, all the bells and whistles like you were doing a Rembrandt. So I've now glued all this down and now I'm going to take my thickers and I'm just going to write the word cheers. And I thought, you know, being in front of a bar, you know, lifting a glass, pretending you're drunk was, yeah, it's the typical title. Now I didn't have an S, so I'm taking the number 8 and I'm just cutting a little bit off the top circle of the 8 and the bottom circle of the 8 and making my own S. I'm MacGyvering it. And with these thickers, you can't even tell that I MacGyvered. And then I didn't have enough E's, so I'm taking the number 3 and I just turn them upside down and now I have my E's. And I've just spelled out cheers. And I like the gold because it kind of brings in that warm tone of the frame around the outside, and also with the butterfly maps, they have that yellowish color on the inside, so I thought the gold really went with it. And I'm just going to glue that down, and that's going to be it for my layout. I'm just going to trim off the excess edges, and oh, here's where sorry, I lied. Here's where I go and take one of the tabs and it's in a gold color, and I'm going to put that up by the Culpeper Saloon just to bring that little pop of gold. And like I said, off camera, I'm going to throw another one of those circular doilies underneath that and make it more prominent. And that's it for my layout. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my next sketch number 11. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow with number 12.